Ladies and gentlemen, please buckle your emotional seatbelts because today we are diving headfirst into a story that truly encapsulates the phrase, "You can't make this up." From the fertile soil of local Ohio headlines comes a tale so twisted, so deeply uncomfortable, and oddly specific that it could only come from one place, and that's Toledo. Toledo, home of the Mud Hens, Jeep manufacturing, and apparently now testicular terrorism. Here's what went down. Allegedly, because even though the victim's testicles didn't lie, the court still need to hear the whole thing. Okay, now the woman in question, all right, the person in question here that we're going to be talking about is a woman by the name of Janita Hopings. I believe that's her name, right? She's a 45-year-old woman, and she has been charged with felonious assault and aggravated burglary after what I can only describe as a truly balls out crime. Okay, according to charging records, Janita did not just show up at a man's house. No, she kicked in the door like a WWE wrestler, like Roman Reigns entering Royal Rumble. Okay, and she didn't just stop there. She entered the home uninvited, marched right in, and allegedly proceeded to cut one of the man's testicles open. Let me repeat that for the people in the back or the ones who are multitasking and didn't quite catch it. She cut his testicle sac open. Take a look.
Warrant is out for the arrest of a Toledo woman accused of breaking into a man's home, then cutting one of his testicles. Toledo police looking for Janita Hopings. We're going to show you a picture from 2012 of Hopings. Police believe the 45-year-old woman went to the home of someone she knows yesterday, kicked open the door. The guy living there told police he heard someone breaking in, so he ran down the stairs, but he didn't have any clothes on. That's when Hopings allegedly attacked him, cutting one of his testicles. He had to go to the hospital for treatment. Hopings is charged with felonious assault and aggravated burglary.
Wow. Now, before we go any further, let's just kind of get this out the way, right? Let's just kind of throw this out there. We don't support violence, right? We don't support violence against men, women, or testicles, okay? That said, the sheer audacity and specificity of this attack raises a lot of questions. So let's dive a little deeper. Now, most break-ins are motivated by a few things, right? By money, electronics, drugs even. But this was surgical vengeance. Now, according to reports, the man heard the break-in while he was naked, all right? Which already gives the entire situation a kind of nightmaric sort of energy. Imagine being woken up by someone kicking in your front door and you're literally swinging in the wind, right? Just unprotected, vulnerable, unsuspecting that today is the day your scrotum gets slashed like a Halloween pumpkin. And it wasn't even with a known weapon. The report just says an unknown instrument, which, let's be honest, somehow makes it worse. Like, it makes this situation worse because now we're left to wonder, was it scissors, a knife, a broken bottle, the sharp end of a broken dream? Who's to say? All we know is that it left the poor guy's family jewels clearly exposed as a result of the laceration. That is a level of medical description I did not expect to encounter at all today. Now, as much as it sounds like a scene from a Quentin Tarantino fever dream, it also raises the age-old question. What did he do, right? Everybody wants to know, what the hell did the man do to, get treated like this? Because nobody, and I mean nobody, slices a man's meatballs without a backstory. Was this a revenge mission? A romantic betrayal? A dispute over child support? Did he eat leftovers one too many times? Was it about fantasy football? Because honestly, with some guys, fantasy football is more dangerous than real life. Right? We may never know, but I can guarantee you that this was not just a random act of violence. Like, it was surgical, it was intentional, and it was very below the belt. And maybe, just maybe, this is a case of what we might call toxic matriarchy, all right? You see, in a society that so often talks about men committing violent crimes, rightfully so, it's worth pausing when the gender roles are reversed, right? When the attacker isn't some aggressive dude, from some, 80s action movie. Because folks, this was personal, right? Like, this wasn't just an assault. This was a symbolic assassination. If this were ancient Greece, we would be writing an epic poetry about the day Janita laid siege to the gates of Mount Testicle. Now, let's talk about the consequences, right? Like what happened to him, right? What happened to this guy? The victim, bless his heart, needed to go to the hospital, obviously, right? And while his dignity may never fully recover, his health seems stable. But emotionally, spiritually, existentially, that's going to take some therapy, okay? And lots of ice. Now, Janita, in the meantime, has a warrant out for her arrest. As of this recording, the police are still looking for her. So, if you're in the greater Toledo area and you see someone walking around with suspiciously sharp objects and a vibe of, I got beef and I'm not afraid to slice it, maybe just cross the street and lock your doors. So what have we learned here? Okay. Number one, don't leave your doors unlocked or your exes unsupervised. Number two, if someone's capable of going full Lorena Bobbitt 2.0, maybe don't ghost them. And number three, revenge is a dish best served cold. But this was more of a dish served, sliced and diced in room temperature. And four, this is the most important one. Protect your nuts, fellas. Like, seriously, this is not just locker room talk anymore. Like, this is survival, all right? This story might be extreme, but it touches on something very real. And that's anger, relationships going wrong, and how fast people can lose their damn minds when the emotions, go unchecked. So whether you're dating someone new, right, you're rekindling some sort of old flame, or debating whether to send that text, you up, if you want to send that you up text to a woman who once threatened to key your car, maybe take a rain check on that, right? Reflect, do some, reconsider is what I'm saying. Okay. I'm trying to protect y'all fellas, because believe it or not, contrary to what they'll tell you, some women don't want closure. They want clippers. But listen, man, I'm just your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man trying to let you know to stay safe, man. Stay safe, stay clothed, and for the love of your reproductive future, stop pissing people off, all right? And remember, keep your privates private. I know, I just dropped a gem. But anyway, man, let me know what you thought about this story. Also, don't forget to smack a like on the video, and don't forget to hype up the video as well. And don't forget to subscribe for the one time. Peace.